Welcome to an introduction to Zend's coolest new technology, Zend Server Z-Ray. When developing your apps, it's crucial to be able to hit those weak spots in the code as early as possible. Nowadays, you use multiple development tools and awkward debugging methods in your code to profile your functions and database queries, analyze performance, and troubleshoot issues. This means time spent accessing the PHP log, time spent accessing SQL queries, time spent finding that one bad function or PHP error causing a bottleneck or crashing your application. In comes Z-Ray. Z-Ray monitors requests made to the web server and then displays relevant, detailed and live information on your page right in front of you in your browser. So if your page is HTML based and if it's located on your web server, simply sit down and enjoy the flow of information. No extra configurations or setup are required. Inspect the requests sent from your page to the web server. View their response, method, path, and the time they took, and get an indication on issues that may have occurred during execution. In case of multiple requests such as AJAX calls, you can drill down into a specific sub-request by selecting one of the requests. Z-Ray is filtered accordingly and displays data for that request only. Check out the execution time and memory peak panel to view a processing breakdown of the request, to understand how the request was handled by the web server, and see the peak amount of memory consumed by the request. The Monitor Events panel gives you a list of any Zend server monitoring events that may have been triggered by the request, alerting you of PHP errors, high memory usage, slow request execution, and more, as defined by your monitoring rules in Zend Server. Need more details? Open the event in the Zend Server UI to receive the full array of available data monitored and collected by Zend Server. If a code trace was triggered for the event, it can be accessed directly from Z-Ray as well. The Errors and Warnings panel displays errors generated by PHP itself, or those created by its core functions. You'll be able to see when the error was created, its type, and the actual errors or warning message. Want to see errors for silenced expressions? No problem. Next, the Database Queries panel displays all the SQL queries executed by the request. Priceless information about the query, such as the query's bound value, the result of the query, how long the query took, and the amount of rows in the code affected by the query is now at the tips of your fingers. You can now even see a backtrace of the query to get a larger picture on how your code was executed. In the Functions panel, you'll be able to see all the PHP functions called during the request, their name, how many times they were called, the time spent in the scope of the functions, including and excluding time spent in children functions, and more. If your code uses different PHP frameworks, you can filter the functions list by function groups and namespaces, filters that you can also customize by adding your own. Open the Requests Info panel to view the PHP superglobals used in your code, and other info about the request, such as the request headers and the response body. See, for example, if the value of your session or cookie superglobals changed, and how. Developing APIs? How about web services or mobile apps? On the Z-Ray Live page in the Zend Server UI, you can track any requests made to the web server, including non-browser based requests. Z-Ray also shows app and framework specific data, with extra panels for Magento, WordPress, Drupal, Zend Framework 1 and Zend Framework 2, and Symfony. Bundled with Zend Server and working totally out of the box, all you have to do is open your app in a browser. Want to add your own panels? No problem. Using our APIs, you can extend Z-Ray's functionality as you see fit. Debugging and profiling sessions can be triggered in your IDE directly from Z-Ray, facilitating quick troubleshooting and code optimization. Z-Ray has 3 different access modes: enabled, secured, and disabled, each determining a different accessibility level on your web server and suited for a different environment. In development, the enabled mode will give you Z-Ray on all pages on your web server. Disabled mode does the exact opposite, disabling Z-Ray completely. The secured mode is ideal for production, as it allows administrators to enable Z-Ray for specific IPs, specific URLs, and a specific time duration using an access token. This way, they can give developers just the amount of access they want to give. Designed with developers in mind, Z-Ray features an intuitive and responsive design. Z-Ray can be closed, minimized, and expanded according to your personal preferences. Navigation between the panels is easy, while the information displayed in the panels themselves can be filtered and sorted to your liking. Looking for a specific data string? Use the search boxes at the top of the panels to find the info you need highlighted. The content you see in Z-Ray is printable. Press the Show Report button and share data with others on your team. To sum it all up, Z-Ray gives you in-context and around-the-clock X-ray visibility of your code, allowing you to identify and troubleshoot issues early on in the development cycle and way before you go into production. Z-Ray transforms how you already work into a best practice that will make your job easier and your PHP better.